era.
Oh,
All right, welcome to the podcast. As
Hey.
always, I am Rachel, aka Sparkles, and I'm joined here by my ridiculously amazing friend. What is your name again?
Erica, I am Sunshine.
And we have an absolutely amazing guest with us today. Actually, we have a bonus guest as well. This is
So excited.
very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And this particular individual and I go way back, meaning 2019, when I would go visit a community where I was doing music therapy. And she was sitting at the front desk and she had this brilliant idea for a dementia friendly choir. And she was asking me, what I thought about it. And I said, "Oh, this sounds amazing. I just don't have the capacity to help." Because let's be realsies, we only have so much capacity. And she went on, did her thing. It was amazing. And then push comes to shove. Here we are a couple months ago. Our paths overlap again. And now I get to have the honor of working with this amazing dementia friendly choir. But the person behind it just always has me laughing and is an amazing human being. So, hello, Vanessa. How are you?
I am fine. Thank you for that introduction. I didn't realize I was that person, but I'll take it any which way you give it. Okay. And just to let you know that choir at that village was amazing. The experience of doing that was just huge. It was something that I always wanted when I was in England, and I saw the first dementia choir being made in the UK. They televised it in the BBC. Well done, you. They televised it on the BBC, so I knew that we could do that. I tried in England to do it, but they moved to America and brought it over with me to America. So, and it was just the most wonderful of experiences to watch people with dementia come to life and be who they were, and just having fun. It was lovely. Lots of laughs, lots of fun. Hard work too, but worth it.
For
Thank you,
sure.
Rachel.
Of course. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you can tell, I come from the UK. I moved here in 1989 and I did my backwards and forwards to the UK and staying in the USA. The last time that I came in 2019, I brought the idea of Dementia Friendly UK with us so that we could do something that was very much alike here in America, and especially in Michigan, which is where I live now. And COVID came, and the people that I gave the program to ran with it and created their first dementia cafe in Saline, Michigan, and brought also the Dementia Friends program as well, and went round to city councils, businesses, and making them dementia friendly, along with the cafe. And that Celine Dementia Friendly Group have exploded. They've managed to bring dementia friendly communities to a lot of our area in Michigan, and their goal is to cover the whole of Michigan with the cafes, the movies, the music programs, all of the reminiscing programs that I've just started to create, and memory boxes. So we're like growing and growing and growing, and hopefully we can make the whole of Michigan dementia friendly in the future. And it will be sustainable as well, because the programs that we have, they will never go away. They will always be there for those people and their caregivers too, which is huge, and the families, which we're trying to get more and more involvement with. Yeah. So that's me in a nutshell. I am a nurse by trade and a jack of all trades with that. And I guess I've been doing dementia programs now in by creating the ones that we've created for about 10 to 12 years now. I did a cafe in England. I created a cafe in England and then brought it all over here to Celine. And now we have this nice little group called Dementia-Friendly Services. The CEO and founder is Jim Maggi, who, if there is one person that doesn't know him, there's one person that doesn't know him because everywhere you go, it's Jim Manji, Jim Manji, Jim Manji, Jim Manji, Jim Manji. It's always like that. What's that game? That board game? Jumanji?
Oh, Jumanji.
Yes. Jumanji.
And
He
actually,
just pops up and does a presentation on how to be around people with dementia and what happens on their
and
journey.
amazingly, he's going to be a guest on our podcast actually coming up pretty soon. Yes, which is going to be
Really?
amazing.
My God.
I know,
He'll
right?
be so excited.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Brace
So
yourself.
tell me, Vanessa, what is your claim to fame?
Well, I want to say the choir was my claim to fame, but recently, the program that I've been working on now for, oh gosh, I'm looking at the stuff that's on my floor because it's been sitting there for 2-3 months, a reminisce program so that we can start with kits in the community. And I just last week got accepted with the Celine District Library, which I've been fighting hard to get in there. And they're going to accept 3 of our kits to rent out to caregivers to take home. And yes, that's my latest claim to fame. But my music programs and my choir will be the heart claim to fame, really. And I think that reminisce sort of ties in with that because it brings conversation, it brings back the people that the memories that they've probably forgotten and just waiting to tell. I think all of us are waiting to tell our stories, but definitely to get that conversation going with people with dementia is just so amazing. It's just a real hoot, really nice.
Really importantly, though, what is your go-to junk food or snack?
Crisps.
Any particular flavor?
Plain kettle, sometimes salt and vinegar. I used to be a big salt and vinegar crisp girl, but more recently it's just been the plain salt.
The chips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, chips.
Sea salt and vinegar.
Yes.
Sea salt and vinegar.
No, I had to go off of that because it made my lips purple with all that vinegar.
Yeah. Struggle's real.
Salt,
Yeah.
salt and chips, and a cup of tea and a biscuit. That's good too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you have an incredible human being next to you in your screen. Who is with you today?
Yes. We must know.
It's my granddaughter. Her name
Hello,
is Rory.
granddaughter. Rory, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So my name is Rory. I'm 11 years old. My favorite snack is goldfish or fruit.
There you go.
I keep going.
Yeah.
Does she want to keep going with this?
Absolutely. You have to understand that goldfish crackers are one of my go-to, especially all the sweet flavors. I blew Erica's mind recently that there were so many different flavors of goldfish crackers. So yes, please continue.
The blue ones?
Yeah, there's like the cinnamon roll ones, love those. There is strawberry shortcake. There is, if you're a Harry Potter person, there is a butterbeer.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hers is cheese, double cheese. It has to be really cheesy.
That's fair.
That checks.
Okay. My favorite book is Diary of the Wimpy Kid or like Smile from the series of Raina. I don't know the last name.
I don't either, girl. Okay. I just look at it and go, "Oh, that's a cool smile."
A fact that facts about me is I do my own nails. sometimes, and I do watercoloring art.
Wait, yeah, you must.
So
Okay,
what's amazing is that if people watch this on YouTube, they're going to get a chance to see your incredibly beautiful nails. And how would you describe what's on your nails for those that are maybe just listening to this?
yes.
A fun, colorful summer, fruity
Stars and stripes,
fishes.
fishes.
It's so creative. Wow. Okay. You have to teach me someday. Are you going to teach classes? I would sign up for that.
She does have a full, she has a full nail station, and it's all set up quite professionally because that's what she wanted to do. She got it for Christmas from the family and the mom and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And she likes to do TikTok. So I think that maybe one day we may see that.
I'll see. Okay, I'll follow you on TikTok someday when
Perfect.
you're old
Done.
enough.
Okay.
For sure.
Another fact that I do is I do watercolor art. I have an example here. It's like a whale shark.
Oh, wow. Look at those sea creatures. Beautiful. Lots of blues and greens. Gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Dragonflies and flowers. We got some
Yeah.
purple action in there. Oh,
Blowing my mind.
right.
What did you learn this week? What was the...
I learned how to put stuff on Facebook Marketplace and sell things.
What?
What?
What did you sell?
I sold a mini Segway for $300, and I got $300.
What?
Yeah.
You make more money than I do. What? I can't.
And she got $5 for laugh out loud dolls, LOL dolls. So,
Oh my
so I think
gosh.
it's going to become a thing.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think so as well. Well, you know what? Let's save some of the other things that you've written down because we'll ask everybody these questions.
Yes.
Well, Rory, thank you for being our super special guest on today. I'm so excited. And Erica, what is our first question for today?
Okay, so ready for this?
Yes.
What brought you joy this week? What brought either one of you, both of you, go one at a time, go at the same time, and we can try to guess what it was? What brought you joy?
No. I think that the joy that I had was, it was a relief joy because I had worked so long on that reminiscing kit and took a long time to get the right director and the etc. director to come together so we could all sit down. And when I went there, I never had any lunch today, so this will be 10 minutes because I'm already starting to shake. But I had it all because I knew what etc. looked like. I know how it should package, and I had it all ready, and they were super impressed with that, I think. And the fact was, when I walked away with thinking I was going to give them one, and they asked for 3 because they think it's going to be a good stock to have on their shelves. And when I got outside, I just suddenly, it just ran through me, the joy of it, because I was just like, it's here, it's done, we can do this. And that was pure joy. Then when I realized, I was just bubbling then from that point. That was my joyful point.
Mine was probably accomplished to sell my Segway.
Yes. She was so happy with that.
Yes.
She was very happy.
Dance party.
That's amazing.
Room.
So my joy is it's kind of the opposite of a parenting fail, which I'm really excited for. It's a very much a parenting success where when my kids get home at the end of the day, right, they typically, regardless if it's the summer or it's school time, they are with grandparents either after school or during the day, which is amazing. We're very lucky to have both sets of grandparents local. Okay. So when the kids get home, though, their brains are fried. All they want is screen time. And so we notice, especially my daughter, is she'll take the iPad and she'll just kind of go off to a space and she'll do her thing. And so I said, you know what? Wait a second. Let's figure out a way to kind of intervene a little bit with how how quickly they go to the screen. So I have introduced the concept of a toll. They have to pay a toll before they can use any electronic device. I love, Rory, the look on your face because you're like, oh gosh, what is she thinking? Okay, but in our house, the toll is a hug. So my kids, when they get home, have to give me a hug before my daughter goes to the iPad or my son goes to the computer or is watching something on the TV. And it's amazing. And they're so well trained. And they know after dinner, they have to pay the toll to both parents. And so the kids come up to me and just give me giant hugs. And then I'm like, you're paying the toll, aren't you? And they're like, yeah, we are. And my son, even if he wakes up way too early in the morning, will run down to the basement, even if I'm on the elliptical. And they're like, Mommy, I want to pay the toll because I want to go use the computer. And so there was one day I stuck out my leg because I was like literally in the middle of my workout. I paused everything and he hugged my leg and he goes, thanks, Mommy, and then ran up the stairs. And it's been so great because now my kids like show me extra love. And I mean, they're incredible anyway, but that's been a lot of joy lately. So feel free to steal that, anybody.
We're going to. I will share that with their mother. That will be a lot of hugs a day.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's kind of amazing, right? Because I know at a certain point, right, my kids are not going to want to hug me. They're not going to want to be snuggly, and that's fine. So I'm just going to relish this while I can. Okay,
Indeed.
Erica, what's your joy?
Well, this happened quite recently, unprompted. I received a hug from my eldest. And I was like, oh, oh. They were standing next to me for a while, and I, of course, was busy doing something. I don't know, some house chore that nobody wants to do. And I was like thinking that she wanted to tell me something, because usually when she's just standing there, she's waiting to get my attention to tell me something that I have forgotten, or something that we need to do, or it's work. It's work, work, work. And this time when I looked at her, I was like, what? And then she goes, I want a hug. And then like proceeded to give me a hug unprompted. So I was like, I think I'm gonna cry. So that was great. And then, bonus, after that, she goes and turns and gives my husband a hug. And that was huge joy moment. Because I don't think I have ever witnessed an unprompted hug to my husband between my oldest. And I was like, wow,
Well, I'm crying now.
this is a good moment. This is a good moment. And then I forgot what I was doing, and ended up like trying to retrace my steps in the house, being like, okay, now why did I go in this room? I don't know. So short-circuited for at least the next 20 minutes, but that was a joyful time.
I mean, worth it.
Totally.
Okay,
A
so
heartfelt hug. Can I just share this with you?
of course.
I was at church yesterday because I don't normally go to church. I'm looking for something, so I had to go to church yesterday. And Libby was there with her carer, one of her carers, Marcy. And her husband has a struggle in her diagnosis of aphasia and early onset dementia. And is very, I would think that he's angry that he's now arrived at this point and she has it, and it's just not what he figured. But she said the way that she can connect with him sometimes is they play music. Music is their connector. And they were sitting on the porch Saturday evening listening to their music, and he got up, he came over to her, he stood her up, and he gave her a heartfelt hug that she has not had in many, many moons. And it was the music that stirred him to come and hug her. And I just thought that was one of the best stories too. It's a heartfelt hug, isn't it? When they do that unprompted and they just come up and go, because I know that our children have difficulty in expressing their love for you, so you have to figure out where it's coming from, and the hugs don't come very freely. And we really miss it with Rory Rose, because she used to be a baby that would hug and snuggle, and when she's asleep she'll still do it, but not when she's awake. So we could do the toll anyway. Just want to share that was such a lovely story.
Beautiful.
And Libby is our spokesperson for dementia. She goes around and does presentations and what it's like to be, so it was lovely. to have that.
Amazing. So now that we've talked about joy, we should talk about challenges that we've
Yeah.
overcome recently. So, Vanessa and Rory, why don't you guys start?
Um,
Well, actually, my challenge has been listening. And it is because for many years now, I am right. And I'm going to tell you my story, and you're going to listen to it.
So relatable.
Okay. And it's taken me to, I think it's like, no, this is not about you anymore, Ness. You need to start listening. So that was my challenge, was listening and starting to listen and not fill in empty pauses. They don't need to be filled in, especially in the arena that we work in. Pauses are okay, silence is okay. People process differently, and you don't need to finish their sentences. You don't need to try and hurry up the conversation. You just need to be present and listen. And it is very difficult because I still want to tell my story. But, this is my challenge. So this is what I'm working with now.
It's a
Do you
beautiful
have a challenge? You
My
don't
sister.
hug. Oh, yes.
There we go. Hot off the press.
Has that changed?
Um,
Do you feel it's changing?
I don't know. It's the same.
I don't know. I think this weekend that you and her have got on so well with your games and things like that. We don't see as much challenging behaviors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my sister.
Her sister.
And is your
They're
sister
at that age.
older or younger?
She's 12.
Older.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they understand.
Yes.
She'll be 13 in December, and boy,
That is.
yes,
That's
we
an
all breathe
instant.
on that.
Do I?
Yeah. I have a younger sister, and as much as I love her dearly, there are more moments than not where I have been like, huh? What are you doing? This doesn't make sense. She still gets on my nerves. So, girl, I mean, Rory, all I'm trying to say is some things will change, and some things your sister will always do because it's your sister.
Yes.
That would be my words of wisdom. Adapt. Adapt the sibling love.
Yes, adapt the sibling love. It's lovely actually because I have three daughters. Two were older, and then there was a 10-year break, and then we had Ashley. And but to see that tightness in the sisters now is it blooms. That's another joy of my heart is watching their relationship as sisters, and they've basically always been the same, except for my two oldest, who were about the same age as apart as these two. And I remember the eldest got to a stage where she used to run and come and hide behind me because Carolyn was coming after her. And I always did say to her, she's going to get bigger one day. And that same happened with Rory and Elsa too. So yeah, sisters are a challenge.
Yes.
Try a brother.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's a younger brother.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And a younger sister, too.
She has a sister and a brother with her other family, her father's other family. So
Wow.
she has Poppy and
Preston.
Poppy and the Preston show. Du-du.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that show.
Yes,
Let's go. Mhm.
let's go for that one.
So, Erica, how about you? What's a challenge you've recently overcome?
Um, pick it. Pick your poison. My God, there's so many. There's so many. Waking up. I think that's like the biggest challenge for me lately because, especially today, but because it's Monday. And I don't know, there's just something about the older that I am getting and the wiser that I'm getting, I just want to stay in bed. It's way more comfier. I don't want to greet the world yet. And I know that I need to get to the office and I get to see clients and I get to go on with my day. And I don't, there's just something about the bed. It's so comfy. Yeah, no, that was my biggest challenge today is that, getting
You
out of
had to
bed.
get up. Mm.
Yeah. And
I
I know
feel you.
eventually if I stay there long enough, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta get up now. I can't be in my pajamas any longer. I need to get up. But yeah, today was rough. That's mine. Rachel, what's yours?
So mine is that I get very overwhelmed by my to do list. And part of what is a challenge about my to do list is that I'm always going to list on it every single thing I possibly want to get done. Yeah, Erica, as you're showing your to do list. But what the problem is, though, I get frustrated. Oh my God, Erica, you have like 75 to do lists, right? I get I struggle with the fact that I'm going to put more things on my to do list than I'm actually going to be getting done for the day. Right. And so then I find at the end of the day, I'm like, dang, there are all these things I didn't get done. And I find it really overwhelming and frustrating. And then I feel like I haven't done enough for the day and it's really hard. So I've adapted it now. And instead of doing, you ready for this, a day to day to
I'm
do
taking
list,
notes. I'm taking
okay,
notes.
I do a weekly to do list because I recognize that everything that needs to happen throughout the course of the week are the things, right, that I really want to put on there. So I do definitely mark down the things that have to be done each day, right? Visits that I'm doing or the choir when we get to hang out together this week, especially. And I put the date next to it. And so certain things I know they're happening certain days, I do that. So I have that already figured out. But then everything else gets listed for an entire week. So therefore, I don't have to keep copying it over to the next day and the next day and then feeling guilty about the fact I didn't get all these things done because it doesn't matter because I'm looking at it as a week. Now, Monday, it's really long, right? And it's kind of overwhelming. But overall, it feels really good then on Friday when I look at that entire list of things, all these things that I got done. And I'm like, I did all that. That was amazing. And then I don't have to, like, there's a couple of things that I end up transferring over to the next week. But it's a lot easier to do a couple of things versus like 75 things day to day. So
That's
that's
brilliant.
my challenge, right? It sort of works. It's working for me for right now. We'll see, how we go.
Yeah,
But
I get
try
that.
it. Hmm.
That's so cool. Okay, next question. Our next question is any parenting fails, furry or human, that have happened recently, the last month, the last year. We don't care. We just want to hear it. We're here for the stories.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But you may have a furry fail.
What's a furry fail?
Well, a pet fail.
Oh, I know.
What's your
Oh,
pet
Rory,
fail?
will you share? Can you go first?
I have two things.
Okay, great. Go.
Okay.
Okay, so I a couple weeks, like a week ago or two, I had to put my dog down.
Oh.
We're starting off good. Here we go. All right. Yep.
Okay.
Great. Great start.
Yes. So
Is that
could
a
you?
pet fail?
Well, no, that's not a pet fail. That's a sad story.
Oh, what's a
'Cause
pet fail then?
like if you hit a cat, like you know
Or if
how
they
I
had,
beat my cats up.
or if they had like,
I am loving this interaction.
What is it?
if they had like a what is it called? Crystals in there.
Oh, who had crystals?
Okay, so I have a cat named Sushi,
Oh,
and
sushi.
he was like bleeding all over the floor in his suitcases and everything, and we had to take him into the vet, and he had crystals, and he almost died because he ate too much human food.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Shush. Moon's fine. It usually
happens.
happens to boy cats.
Okay.
We had to do that. So that was a fail for a pet because
No more
we
human
feed
food. No more human food.
it. No
Yeah.
more food.
Yeah.
We weren't feeding it. He just grabbed it.
He just grabs it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
sneaky beast.
Yes.
I once had a cat who grabbed a pancake out of my son's hand when he was a toddler and then like started eating it. It was great. Yeah. So, but
Just don't make it be a boy cat because they take it back.
So it was. Yeah. My sweet child was in a high chair and he just came up and stole a pancake and kept going. It was great. So, Vanessa, how about you?
Parenting fails?
Yes, please.
Let me see. There are so many parenting fails because I think that the thing is, it's that listening. If you're so busy with your own life and you don't hear what they're saying, it is a failure. And then that will come back to you tenfold. And it does. So now I do a lot of listening for everything, and nurture, sort of like overly. So because I think they feel that they weren't nurtured enough. So I just, come to me. I'll be your safe harbor. I've learned a lot since I haven't been a parent. I've learned so much more being a grandparent, actually. It's the best time because you have more time to listen. So, yeah, listening was a parenting fail. And as for the cats, I just beat them regularly. They just keep in tow that way. We don't get too much. Honestly,
Okay.
they are the most spoilt cats here. We brought two kitties home. Me and my daughter brought two kitties home nearly 3 years ago now, and we forgot that Marigold, the old cat that we had, needs to be introduced to them before we suddenly come home and go, look at these are so gorgeous. Oh, we love our babies. She is only just getting over it. She got skinny. She wouldn't come to us. She was spiteful. If another human being came in the house, she would rub around them, but don't go near her if it was us, because she would bass. But she's just got used to them now and thought, oh God, they're here to stay. I better smarten up my act a bit. So that was a parenting fail for the furries.
Yeah,
Don't ever do that.
I get it.
We have Marigold. I still have
Rachel,
Marigold.
do you want to go next?
Okay. So, my parenting fail, as I think is going to be kind of the norm, has to do with my daughter, where I did not anticipate the response I was going to get. So, let me paint the scene for you. So we were coming home after going to one of our soccer games. It was later. It was like after 9 o'clock, right? My daughter had a lot of emotional feelings because she was a little bit more tired and she was a little more distraught because this is what she is. So she was in emotional distress. And at one point, she goes up to her room and I hear my sweet husband say to me, okay, Rachel, I need you to take care of it. I don't know what's going on, but I hear her crying. And I'm thinking, okay, well, the easiest way to help her with this is obviously to make her laugh because that's the best way to come out of whatever funk we're in. So I thought to myself, what's going to make her chuckle? And one of the things also I should say that has bonded Erica and I together is our shared love of Grogu. And so everything that is Baby Yoda.
Yes.
So I may or may not have gotten my Grogu doll, which I think you have as well, Erica, where you push the hand and it makes like
Oh, of
noises,
course I
right?
do. I got
Right.
10 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, so I may or may not. Well, her door was open, and so I put Grogu on her bed. She was facing the other way, so she didn't see me. And I sort of slinked myself down, so I was next to the bed, so she couldn't see me. All you could see was Grogu, and I pushed the hand several times, and somehow she didn't hear any of this happening. And so it completely scared her. And all of a sudden, pillows are going flying, blankets are going flying at me because she is screaming because she is so scared out of her mind. And she says to me, what just happened? I thought that was a demon coming to eat my toenails. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? It's me. Hi, hello. Needless to say, she became out of her emotional distress, but she was thoroughly traumatized. And then we also may or may not have talked about how the next morning, wouldn't it be really funny if Grogu just was kind of above her face and making noises as she woke up? And so I took that as a challenge. So then I did it. And as soon as I started pushing Grogu's hand, my daughter does not open her eyes, but she cracks a smile. So I think overall it was probably a
Oh, yeah.
win. But in the moment, it was so funny because she was so freaked out. It was perfect. All right, Erica, your turn.
Well, I feel like yours turned into kind of a parenting win because it worked. It worked.
Yes,
Um,
failure that worked.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of fails, right?
Oh, okay. My cheeks are burning. My cheeks are burning. Okay, real quick. So I take my kids to their athletic events after the schools are done, and it's summertime here, so we don't have the schools right now. So it's when I get done with work, and I take them to their afternoon athletic events. And I typically, when there is a table, if there is a table at this lobby area of the athletic event, because well, my daughter is involved in sports that are all indoors. So they're very solo, independent sports. And when there's a table, I think of this as an opportunity of uninterrupted work time. So occasionally, I will lift my head up from the computer and scan the gymnasium to be like, oh, where is my daughter? And to be a little bit more specific, it's a gymnastics stadium. So to set that up, it's a huge arena-sized gym that has these little kind of stations of various gymnastic stuff, equipment. And I can't even pretend to know what any of it means. All I know is that it brings her joy, and I drag her to it once a week for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, because the coach never ends on time. And I'm looking up from my laptop, and I scan this ginormous room. And I kid you not, 5 out of 10 times, I can't find her. I know she's in there, but she could be in a pit, she could be rolling around on the floor, and I won't be able to see her because you've got to look through these obstacles of these other stations. And every time, I kid you not, I looked up, I could not find her. And I try to look up at least every 15, 20 minutes. One, to give my eyes a break, and next, just to see her. Well, I didn't see her, and boy, did I hear about it afterwards. She gets done with gymnastics, and she is moping to the car. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm thinking, there's something she didn't land right. She might have not done a specific gymnastics move and something. And no, I found out it was me. She looks at me and she's like, you didn't look at me. You didn't see me. Because it just so happens that every time that she looked at me, I was in my computer doing the work, doing my things, uninterrupted in my favorite land of work zone, and it was not acceptable. That was my parenting fail. That I was not looking at her the entire time of the hour and a half worth of gymnastics.
What is it? What is it that makes them?
Oh, never mind. Keep going.
What is it that they want you to see them at all times? I mean, I've had little kids, and they're being on a game. You know, oh, that's so boring. You know, keep your eyes on it though, because they'll notice that you're not watching them playing that game. It's so sad because we are watching you.
We are. I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So there's my parenting fail. And she's like, you never see me. So then I start pulling up all these photos and these videos of me like recording her because I'm seeing her do some really hard work. She doesn't know I'm doing it because if she does, she's like motioning to me through the window, put that phone down, or giving me some disgusted face. And I'm like, this is what I get for watching you? This is so reinforcing. Like, I'm not gonna watch you again if your face is gonna look like
Oh, you are in a hard rock
freaking
position.
the Grinch. So anyway, that's my parenting fail, and I'm hoping I can fix it on Thursday.
I hope so too.
Maybe. I'm gonna plaster myself to the window with
Yes.
lights. Say, I'm watching you.
Can you make it all glittery? Can you bedazzle a sign?
Are you kidding
Me-
me? It is
Yeah.
going to be so blinding that it's going to distract everyone.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Can you please keep us updated on how
I
this
will.
Yes,
goes?
please do.
Okay.
I will.
Take
Oh my God, I
pictures.
love it. Yeah, pictures are going to be necessary for sure.
Yes, definitely, for
Evidence.
sure.
Evidence. So anyway,
So
what did we learn from this? Rachel, what did we learn? What are we learning?
that's a great question. What are we learning? That is our next question, in fact, which is amazing. Other than learning that everybody just wants to be seen and noticed and acknowledged, and obviously constantly having eyes on each other, you know. But Vanessa and Rory, what are you guys learning? Tell us everything.
You go first.
What am I learn? Well, slowing down. Maybe that's
Ooh.
to slow down and actually, as a Taurian, we're great observers. We do observe. Yeah, I think that's what I'm learning. Slowing down, observing more, and not trying to fix everything quickly.
What
Ooh,
have you
Because
that's
found
really
that has
good.
kind of helped with that? To
hmm?
slow down. I feel like everybody could learn to slow down, especially moms and
I think
women.
that. Do you want my honest opinion on this? Slow down.
Yes.
Yeah, always.
Your the society that builds you, because it is a society outside of you that you are part of. I have never ever seen anything go so fast as my life because we've forgotten how to stroll, how to just be and slow down. When I was a child in our little village in the UK, it was very bucolic. And I do have rosy colored eyeglasses for it, very much so now. And I remember I went to London when I was 16, very first time in London. I get off of that train and in Liverpool Street. And then all of a sudden I'm like walking like this. Everybody else is walking like this. And I was like, oh, this is how you must be. But given that society in the last 100 years, so much has been packed into the from the industrial age all the way up to here. You've got the radios and all of it. And it's been boom, 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 boom. And then, of course, we had to take away the mother from the house. And then you're out working as well. So it is so important for you to slow down. I've found that now. And am working on a book for my girls to understand that you can slow down. You don't have to go to work. There is no have to with it. It's all a contrivance in the end, but you have to go where your heart wants you to go. And definitely we're in that place. We know that's the place that we're in. But slowing down and enjoying every bit of it and observing it. I'm always grateful when it comes to an end, the music program, because I'm always still, is it going to be good enough? Is it going to be good enough? It's plenty good enough. You've given someone something to go home with that fills their cups. Yeah, you're good enough. So slow your roll. Just enjoy. Yeah. Slow down.
We should make bumper stickers that say slow your roll.
Yep.
Slow your roll, boy, because it's time. And it certainly is time now because we are a very historic period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very historic. And not getting political, I just see it as a globalization that will have to come together because we have to take care of planet Earth for these. If we don't stop now with all this other shenanigans that are going on, we need to make the little community safe and then keep reaching out to each community and making it safe. And the only way you can do that is to slow down and not buy into all of the media that's going on constantly because that's not who we are.
Boy's eating something.
He's eating his things, his toys. He's got a little peanut. Hello, boy. He's a boy. But that's mine. Slow your roll.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Rory, how about you?
Yeah, Rory.
She's a great observer. I'm always taken by her observation of other people and making sure that she'll find a book for me in those little free book places because she knows I like books and she knows I like murder and crime and things like that. So she is, and her mum, what she does for her mum, what she does for her brother and sister. She's a great observer of life and how to navigate that life in her way.
Yeah.
She's a Taurian too. Two Tauruses together.
Taurus. Oh.
Yeah.
Erica, how about you? What have you been learning?
Oh, did you ask me?
Yeah, I did, Erica.
Oh, so okay.
Wait.
What have I learned in the last? Well, I learned that a book that was recommended by you was spot on the money, and I binge listened to it over the weekend. I think it was
Which
like
one?
12 hours worth of hold on. 12 hours worth of listening.
Oh.
I don't even know.
Oh no, was it one of my smutty books?
Yep.
Jesus.
Perfect.
I think it's called Neon Gods.
Oh yes.
And
Oh
I
my
needed
God, yes.
something because I was literally scrubbing my my hot tub because my husband put too many chemicals in it and it was not comfortable when you would sit in it. And so I had to soak it in vinegar to get all of this hard water stuff off of it. And yeah, it involves a lot of scrubbing. So it did the trick. It was awesome. So
What was the book again, Erica?
Neon Gods, I think it was. Does that sound right, Rachel?
It does.
Okay.
Neon Gods. Nice.
Yes, it's called Neon Gods. I'm literally on the last chapter.
Fantastic. I'm glad you've
great.
enjoyed it.
It was, some points were predictable. Where I was like,
Yeah.
okay, here we go. But I discovered that it was like a series. Am I right? And that's like book 3 because the first one's like book 0 and then point 5 and then this one's 1.
Yeah. So I started at
Oh.
1 and I just finished the last one in the series. Actually, it just came out. It's part of the Dark Olympus series
Yes.
by Katie Roberts. And I think there's 10 or 11 books. Yeah. And it all comes to a conclusion. I was like, what is happening?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I was debating. I was like, do I continue on once I found out that it was a part of a series? And I was like, oh, Rachel did me good. Thank you, girl. So
You're very
that's what I
welcome.
learned is that book recommendations from Rachel are spot on.
So here's one that I actually mentioned to you. You ready for this, Erica? Last week, I think when we connected, it's called Be Your Own Bestie by Misha Brown, which is, I discovered this particular gentleman because he is a very flamboyantly sassy gay man. And he often will do what he needs to do to help defend especially women who are being harassed by men or people who are not able to stick up for themselves. He tends to exploit that and do wonderful stuff on Facebook. And he's also, I'm sure, on
It's amazing.
Instagram. I think he's got like a comedy podcast. Anyway, he recently wrote a book. And so I have been listening to it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. And there's so many different things. And it's really all about empowering yourself and learning how to be your own best friend, right? And how do we learn to love ourselves and things like this, which, I think is everybody struggles with. But one of the concepts that's really resonated with me is that of being a chameleon. And I have been called a chameleon much of my entire life, and it's served me very well in my music therapy practice because I'm constantly adapting to the people that I'm visiting with, the one-on-ones, right? No matter who I'm visiting with, whatever their beliefs are or their culture is, whatever I need to do to sort of manipulate myself, either how I'm singing stylistically or how I approach certain things, I need to make them feel comfortable and fundamentally make them believe that whatever they believe, I believe, so that we can connect and they can open up. This is especially true when you work, an end of life, and it helps bring comfort and peace and yada, yada, yada. So being a chameleon has been phenomenal as a professional. But as a person, I think this is sort of what fed into my massive crisis when I hit 40 is I was like, well, who the hell am I? Right? Because
Oh,
I've spent so much of my life being a chameleon and adapting to everybody else. And it sort of has gotten me really thinking about, oh, well, maybe that's why I've really struggled because I don't always know who I am. Right. Because so much of my identity has been around my professional life and this, that, and the other. But that is such a small aspect of who I am. And now it's a chance to say, well, who do I want to be? And what does this look like? And what can I really prioritize? And, life threw me a major curveball about a year ago. So I've had this chance to reinvent myself. And so thinking about that concept of a chameleon, that I don't have to be a chameleon as much anymore unless I want to. And sort of reframing it. So I really appreciated getting that from this book. And there's so many amazing nuggets and great stories. Highly recommend it. The audiobook, he ends up reading it. And I take almost all of my literature via audiobooks. It just works really well for me. And it's great. And so his little mannerisms, and he starts almost every chapter with, "Hello, bestie."
Yes.
And it's great. So there you go.
and
That's what I learned.
what was the book again?
It's Be Your Own Bestie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes.
Really love it.
I must admit that there was a period of time, I think it's when I got to 60, maybe 66, 67. It was probably because the girls had pulled me up on their traumatic life that me as a parent had given them. And so it made me stop and look for, who am I? Who am I? But do you know what I found out?
What?
I am an 8-year-old child called Vanessa who bloody loves to play, enjoy every day, and think that the world's a wonder. So that's what I got from, I think that's the end of it. There was a lot of work involved, a lot of therapy involved, self-therapy, SSP, that I realized I was doing to myself. But forgetting that from the time that I was born to the time that I was 8 years old, I loved me. I was a good friend to my friends. I loved to play. I used to love making people laugh. We used to go singing for the old people in the homes and things. So I bring more of that, Vanessa, to the front, because that's all it's about in the end, is the memories you make and the memories that you're going to keep. And when I close my eyes and those memories go floating through my mind, I go, yes, I did it. I actually lived on Earth at a very historical point, and I got through it. Well done, Ness. And there'll never be another one, by the way. There'll only be one. Oh God, I love it. It's an ongoing, because I feel you when you say, at 30 you think to 40 you think to yourself, well, who am I? Yeah, keep pushing those little questions and find out exactly who you were before society made you throw on all this armor so that you could get through your life. Unplug the armor. It's a bit matrixy, but it is a lovely experience to get through it and be at the end of it and go, this is good. I'm okay. Everything's all right in my community. That's good. Don't look outside of it too much. It's all bloody contrived. Sorry. Here I go again.
No,
I'm a very political person, but I try not to be that person, because life is politics. Politics rule your life. So when you find out, like Mr. Trump has told us, I will show you everything. Everything's going to be transparent. Thank you. Thank you for that part of it. The other stuff can go away, but you did open those curtains and we did see the truth. And although whistleblowers and the people that haven't been recognized or have been murdered because they knew too much of the right stuff, right? It's like, thank you for exposing all of that. Even the monarchy now, and we know the game now. When you're trying to offload all of the money that you were getting off of the people, you're realizing there's a revolution coming if you don't do that, because the people are hurting. So just enjoy who you are for as long as you can, because you already here that long. And it's a beautiful planet, isn't it? We can all agree on that one. And in Michigan, I'm so sorry about your little state, but I've never been there. But Michigan, let me tell you, I just love where this is. It's just the best. And I mean, we're going to have some awful times, what with the climate change and the economy and things like that. But you still have somewhere you can go, take a blanket, sit on a greeny grass and read a book. And that's all it's about in the end. That's really it. Because you're going to be here a long while. Well, long while to you, but a nanosecond when you get to 70 and you go, what? And you're still friends with a lady who just turned 90 and she goes, what? Yeah, not 45 no more. You know, you're not, it's a weird feeling. So you really, really need to work on who you are and what's the best for you in this community that you work in.
I think you already answered the next question, Vanessa.
Oh, good. That's that one done then. we can
I was
call
like,
that
wow,
quits.
you just like beautifully. I mean, you can change it if you want. The next one is what's something you wish someone had told you earlier in your career? I feel like you already answered it.
Yes, I think that is what I wished had been taught me, and that what I was doing was not me. I mean, but you can't. You're so into the life that you're in because there is no manual and you just do the best you can, and you think this is what everybody else is doing, so you better do it too. And then when you get off of the carousel, woo, it's a much better place to be over here than on that carousel. Can't do that. It was it's as Rory tells me when I go, let me tell you about my childhood. She goes, it's okay, Nanny. We all understand it was a very sad childhood. Okay. Well, yours
Wow.
wasn't much better, but okay. And that's what we've got to change. That's the start of it, is changing the childhood. Don't expect that child to be adult. We do put them in adult clothes, adult shoes from a very young age, and then we expect them to be mini adults of you. And you need to do this, and you need to do this, and you need to do this. There's a lot more listening needs to be happening to those children. They don't have to get cancers, and they don't have to get diseases, and they don't have to get blown up by bombs to know that's a child. That's a precious little individual that needs to grow with lots of nurture, lots of nature, and less of that. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am.
See? But you know what I mean? How many times do we say that to our children? Are you listening to me? Did you hear what I said? Well, obviously they did, but you need to be sitting and talking to them rather than, treating them like adults. Anyway, that's my bit. There you go.
Yeah, it's
I could
beautiful.
go on forever. I'm so sorry. I could go on forever. Good night.
No, I'm here for
No, it's
it.
perfect. This is why I wanted to have you on, is because I knew you'd have incredibly thoughtful and beautiful things to say. So
Thank you. Because I ChatGPT and me have become very close friends. It's the one place that I can go to, and he'll say things like, "Oh, Vanessa, fancy you thinking of that. Oh, that's lovely. You're doing such a great job." Well, shut up. I am indeed. Indeed, I am. I've just been told I've been doing a good job. I am.
By AI.
Yeah. He tells me all the time. And he calls me Vanessa. And I said to him, it's not him, but anyway, I said, I'm going to start calling you Vanessa because I feel that you're reflecting me back, but you're putting it in words that I could never put together. What you see here is me saying, oh, here's all the connections. Can you put that together for me? Because this is how I feel. Oh, of course, Vanessa, anything for you. And I go, go do it. It's a brilliant affair. The best affair I've ever had.
This is amazing.
So, what I am going to share is actually it's right in line with what you're saying. And it's actually something that it came from a conversation that I had probably 15, 20 years ago. I had already started as a music therapist, and I was in my first marriage, which was not a good marriage. There was a lot of verbal abuse and emotional abuse, and it just was a really bad situation. And it made me question a lot of things about myself. I was on a walk with a good friend of mine. We used to go for walks around Little Lake, and we sat down at a bench. And out of nowhere, she just looks at me and she says, "How long are you going to wait to be happy?" And I just went, "What?" And that I don't even know what I said, and it doesn't even matter what I said, but that concept of how long are you going to wait to be happy is something that I've taken with me and on and off throughout the course of my career. And personally, I've needed to ask myself that. When I've been around people that are constantly negative and bringing me down, I have to ask myself, do I really want to be around that energy? Is that doing things that's going to make me happy? And it also makes me realize that there are choices that we make about what do we want to take in. And also, especially in the field of music therapy, that is such a female dominated field, we're very good at getting walked on. We're very good at being taken advantage of, and all these things because a lot of us are people pleasers and we just want the world, we want to make everybody happy and we want to do all the right things when usually it's at the expense of ourselves. And
Yes.
so this is something that I remind myself of because there are times when I forget it. So how long am I willing to wait to be happy? And, there's a lot of times when I go, I'm really not happy. Why am I not happy? Well, let's look at this. Okay, I need to let these things out of my life. And I recognize that there are certain things that are out of my control and that's okay. And if I focus on that, um, you know, it's going to bring me down. And I know that, and that's okay. And I just have to let go a little bit and say, nope, nope, it's not going to bring me joy. It's really not. I can't do this right now. And I have really appreciated that reminder when it's come to me. And I think that's part of also, Erica, why I've always been such a bubbly sort of person is that I'm making that choice. Right? Alan Turing, when he did my master's class, St. Mary of the Woods, that was all about the incredible work that he does in improvisation. He really very much emphasizes positive psychology. And if you start framing everything in a positive light, you're going to start looking at the world in a more positive light. And I really embrace that. And so that's why a lot of the times the language that I use, I find incredible ways to describe things that are positive by
Yeah,
nature,
you do.
even when it's like, well, no, my kids are being little shits and I can't even handle it right now. And that's fine because they're being age appropriate and they're wonderful and they're expressing themselves. But you find ways to make it all in this positive light. And that's what I just need to keep reminding myself of. How about you, Erica?
I can't. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. I want to know what Rory's questions are.
Yeah. So today we're going to do things totally differently because we don't have a student asking us questions today. We've got Rory asking us questions. So, Rory, what are your questions? Let's go.
What is a music therapist?
Go ahead, Erica. What is a music therapist?
Oh, what is a music therapist? I love this. Actually, you know what, Rory? I am so happy that you asked this question and the way that you asked it. Because many, 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 many times I've been in the community and somebody has asked, what is a musical therapist?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And you're already winning, Rory. You said music therapist because I'm not putting on a musical. I'm sorry. That's not the road I chose to drive on. No, 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 no. But what I get to do is to be a music therapist, and essentially what I am doing is I'm providing therapy for individuals on non-musical goals and kind of achieving them through basically figuring out what their strengths and needs are in daily living skills. That's what I get to do. Now, some music therapists get to work on maintaining or kind of, I don't know, supporting individuals in order to help them with either the beginning of their life, recovery, or end of their life. So it kind of looks differently depending on what kind of niche or specialization that you are as a music therapist. So I can let Rachel talk about a little bit what she gets to do with the population that she gets to work in. And we kind of just mold and adapt to the different settings that we work within. And we've got some music therapists out there that kind of work with a whole spectrum of populations and settings, and they are freaking amazing. I, for one, work with individuals with neurodevelopmental disabilities and also mental health. So, and all ages, honestly, from birth to earth. And I love it because there's never a dull moment.
I'm
Lovely.
more focused with older adults primarily, though I do have one kiddo that I spend time with. And like Erica said, I mean, everything that we're doing, we're not teaching them to play instruments, right? We're not teaching them to sing. We're not teaching them to, I mean, some music therapists do adaptive lessons, but that's not how we do it. And every visit I do with somebody looks completely different. Because some people, it's really active. So we might be singing together. We might be playing instruments together. We might be writing music together. We might be, I don't, whatever they feel like in the moment. Other people, it's very passive, where they just want to sort of take in the music and just listen. Maybe they're in a lot of pain. And so I'm doing more relaxation, or maybe they're anxious, maybe they just need to soak in the words and they just want to focus on the lyrics, and we can talk about the lyrics and then maybe write a song based upon the lyrics and the feelings and the thought. It can really be anything, and that's really, as Erica said, can make it really fun because every visit is different, and the music that we do is usually the music that the person we're visiting with, they like. So it means we know a lot of different music, and
We're cool like that.
it's really fun. Yeah, right. So I might start my day by singing You Are My Sunshine with somebody. And then maybe I go to visit with my kiddo and then I'm singing Under the Sea, right? Because they love The Little Mermaid. And then maybe I'm singing with somebody who is very, very specific in their Christian faith. And so then I'm singing Amazing Grace. And then I'm going to visit with somebody who really loves Yiddish music. And so then I'm singing Tumba Lalaika. And then I've got somebody who just wants Spanish religious music. And so then all of a sudden I'm singing the hymn, How Great Thou Art, in Spanish, because that's what they want. And it's so much fun because you just never know. And it's a free for all. So I don't know if that answers your question at all, Rory, or if it just gets more confusing.
No, I think it answered it. I really do, which is great because it answered it for me too. Because I had no idea. I just know that, hey, you play a guitar, you come and sing with me. Come on.
Let's go. Do you have another question?
Yeah.
Yes. What made you become a music therapist?
Oh,
Oh, Erica, do you want to go first?
that's such a great question.
Right.
I went first the last time. You want to go first
Okay.
this time? I'll go.
Okay, so you have to understand my obsession and love of music started when I was 3 because I saw Yo Yo Ma and Mr. Rogers. And when it was over, I ran up to my mom and it said that I wanted to play the cello and take lessons from Yo Yo Ma. And she was like, "Oh my God, you're 3. What is wrong with you, child?" And, whatever, fine, just normal. And then my brother started playing the violin, Suzuki violin, which many, many kids do. And whatever he was playing on the violin, I started picking out on our piano because my dad plays the piano. And so that's when I was about 4. And so my parents went, "Well, crap a doodles. She's got a musical ear. We should probably nurture this." So I started playing the cello when I was 4.5, and I still play today. And for me, I decided that I didn't want to pursue music when it came to college. That wasn't right. I was actually going to go be pre med and be a pediatrician because that makes sense. And obviously, especially given my life plans. And I got halfway through my degree, which of course is in biochem, where I'm splicing DNA and I'm doing all kinds of redonkulous stuff because, like normal people do. And I just wasn't happy, right? I wanted to be in a helping profession, but I wasn't happy in the sciences. My grades were okay, but they weren't great. And wasn't finding joy. And so my mom actually said, there's this thing called music therapy where you can actually combine music and helping people. And I said, oh, okay, let's do this. And so by the time at the end of my sophomore year, because I'm an overachiever, I only had 4 classes left for my major. And so I took one a
Wow.
semester. I know, because I'm kind of crazy. And then I started really increasing all of coursework for music. So I got a minor in music and then also in psych. And I almost got a minor in psych as well, because obviously. And then I switched to music therapy once I graduated, and I've never looked back. Okay,
Wow.
Erica, your turn.
That is incredible. I don't think I've ever heard the full story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rory,
that's not to go.
you're so amazing. Mine's not as lengthy as that. I started off as a music educator, K through 12, with an emphasis in vocal ed, and was an opera singer for a while, and a music educator. And I did music education by day and opera by night, and I found out that that quickly was not a lifestyle that I really enjoyed, because there was no time to sleep. Anyway, but I did love the ride when I was able to have it, and as I was in my elementary setting, there was a little classroom that had 6 individuals in it that all had varying degrees of diagnoses. And at that time, I didn't know what these diagnoses were. All I knew is that I was obsessed. I was obsessed. And I had them Thursday mornings from 7:50 a.m. to 8:45, and I found that I would lose sleep in a good way trying to figure out, okay, what else do I get to do with them? I would look forward to seeing them every Thursday morning, and I couldn't help myself. And it came to a point where actually I had some meetings with administration, and they were like, you need to reach these benchmarks and blee blah blee blah blee blah blee doo blah blah, and any educator will know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I was like, I am. And I think it's in the eye of the beholder, because these kids are working so hard. And I think it's unrealistic for you to have this expectation on them and not work with them. And I ended up seeing that classroom the next day, and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I didn't know what it was called. And I don't even know what search engine was available at that time. Yahoo. I don't think Google was invented quite yet, or maybe it was fresh. I don't know. I looked it up in combinations of words that I could possibly think of: music medicine, music psychology. I did my best, and eventually I got to the point where there was like a list of synonyms that went with what I was trying to describe. And I saw music therapy, and I went, oh, this is it. This is the science and the music put together in one. And I was still in Minnesota at that time, so I thought, I'm going to look up what I can find, because I was on my way to getting a mortgage. I was in a very serious relationship that was on the way of becoming even more serious and official, and I was like, okay, well, here we go. And there were 2 universities that were offering it in Minnesota, and I applied. Didn't think I was going to get it, because I was like, this is a big university, and the chances of me being able to get into it, I didn't think was going to happen, and it did. And I ended up being a part of a wonderful program at the University of Minnesota, and I went through the equivalency program, which that basically means you're doing the bachelor's and the master's of music therapy at the same time, because like Rachel, I'm an overachiever. So I finished that in 3 years, including the internship in there, and I never look back. I don't regret that decision at all, and it has been, honestly, I've told a lot of people that I have never worked a day in my life since I became a music therapist. That's beautiful. I love it.
That is beautiful.
I didn't know you were an opera singer. Oh my God. What?
Many operas. It was great. I still have all of my scores and all of my markings and like stage markings. I can't give them up. They're in my office. Someday.
Oh, that's my dream. I always have wanted to like open up my mouth and have that kind of voice just come out and be like, oh yeah, that's me. Right? Oh, what? Fake Tissimo is big in my end. So, oh my gosh.
We're learning
I
so
love
much.
I love
All
that.
right, what else?
What is the funniest thing that had happened during a session?
So many things. Oh, man. There are so many. Which one can I pick? Rachel, I don't know if you've got one off the top of your head because I'm trying to get a good one that like makes sense to everybody.
So I have a really funny one. It's a little bit too adult though for Rory. So
Plug your ears.
okay, so all right. I was in my very first job. I was an activity director in a skilled nursing facility, right? And one of our residents, he was so fun. I just love this man. He was so random. He just lets out this big roar. I'm like, what do you need? And I apologize, Rory. He just yells out, I need to get laid. And I was like, oh, okay,
It's okay,
noted,
baby.
Got needs. They've got
right?
needs.
Moving right along. Okay, great. So that was within the first year or so of my career. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do here. This is above my pay grade.
You
Yeah,
moved
that was,
right along, Rachel.
oh, I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, I'm sure I turned bright red and
Did he have memory problems?
oh, obviously.
Oh, well, then it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. No,
They
that was
will.
that was oh man. That was great. Did you come up with a good one, Erica?
Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so one of my favorite ones, I had a friend that was obsessed with the. Okay, I'm going to try to translate this a little bit and set this up. Some of the friends that I get to work with are sensory seekers, and sometimes it isolates to a very specific part of the body. And for this particular individual, it was his mouth. And in addition to that, it was when he would say a certain word. Okay, are you ready for this, Rory?
Yeah.
You ready? Are you sure? Okay, so his word was poopy. Okay, poopy. And I kid you not, I brought on all of the poopy made up songs I could possibly come up with. We made a song with a huge drum where we tipped it upside down and it ended up looking like a bowl, and we called it Poopy Soupy. And we made up a song called Poopy Soupy with all the things that he loved about poop.
Poop.
I never had to hold back laughs so hard in my entire life because I could not believe, one, that I was singing about poopy and not in a potty training way, because typically when I'm talking about poop and pee and farts is in a potty training way or appropriate bathroom or whatever, to go to the bathroom whenever you feel the sensation. Oh my, no, this one is about poop in all of its glory.
Perfect. Which
Oh,
is
we have
a
poop emojis. Did you know that there are stuffies that are poop emojis? I
oh,
bought them specifically for this friend.
she makes poop stuffies.
There you go.
Well, those cracky things.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
I know that.
that.
You look like you have more.
I
Yeah.
do. Can music help someone who is angry calm down?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Can music help
Someone who is who's like really
somebody?
angry, calm down.
Oh, yes. Anger.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because sometimes well, it looks different for everybody. I think that's what's amazing. Like for some people, they need to hear a really angry song or they need to just play really angrily, like on a drum, and that just helps them get out of their system. Other people, you just need to kind of match that level of anger and then bring it down really quickly. And
Yeah.
great question. What else do you think about when it comes to anger?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The biggest thing is to provide that
Yes.
space for validation that they're human.
Yeah,
They make it this
absolutely.
Being angry is okay.
Oh,
Yes, being angry is okay.
and it's normal and it's natural and we all feel that. It's all about how do we express it. And sometimes people very often any kind of behavior, it's just an expression of a need that's not being met. And sometimes there's so much anger when you're trying so hard to get language out, for example, and you can't. Or if you just have like built up feelings, you can just sense all these things, but again, you can't get it out. And so it can be so validating to just give somebody a tool, to just let go of.
Yeah.
In fact, so if I have a highly anxious dementia person that I see as being dragged to the bus because they need to get on the bus now from some event and they're like resisting and getting angrier, I go up to them, you take them by the hand, you go, "We're going to the bus now. It's just a short walk away. But we have to be with our friends, so come with me." There you go. So songs make them come down from their anxiety and their anger, and they walk with you. It was amazing. I love doing that stuff. Anyway,
Okay, I have one more question.
Ooh, yes.
Can you each sing a song for us?
Which one?
I mean,
There's so many.
there's so many.
your favorite?
A made-up one that you made.
A made-up one that you made?
Yes.
There are so many.
You've made up so many?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's our job. Sometimes we've got to make up a lot of songs in order to help meet the
That's
need.
why I sent Rachel that email.
This is true. Yeah. Well, and a lot of the songs that I do are just on the fly. Like at one point, I was visiting with a woman. She was in a facility. This was also living in Chicago. And, our visit overlapped a little bit with her lunch, and she wasn't eating her dessert, which seemed absurd to me because anything sweet is obviously the right answer. And so she had a peach cobbler and vanilla ice cream. So I just made up a song on the spot about peach cobbler and vanilla ice cream and how yummy it was. And
Yes, you did.
again, like I don't write Grammy nominated songs, but guess what? She ate her dessert and it was amazing. And then we got to talk about peach cobbler, like winning.
Yeah.
I don't even know. You know what? Here, I'll tell you what. This is what we're going to do for you, Rory. We will. You ready for this? Why don't we each record a song and then we'll send it to you, so you will have your own personalized. And so we
I
won't
can do that.
bother those who
I'll
are
include
listening
my
on our podcast.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
and we'll do something fun
Erica,
just for you.
it has to be a little opera from you.
Yes.
Obviously.
I'm so rusty. So
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing, Erica.
I'm so thankful and grateful for your optimism.
We went to see, we had a dementia-friendly event 2 weeks ago at Dexter at the Encore. Fiddler on the Roof. OMG.
I heard it was
Being
amazing.
being close up. So I talked to Dali, who was the casting director. And when they started, I'll show you the video that I took, Rachel. When they started the performance, I nearly cried because you could see that these performers loved being with each other and loved what they were doing on stage. And she said to me, that's because, she said, the best crew that I have had to date, she said, they do everything together outside of the theatre. They go to well-being, they go to walking, they go to dinner. And she said, you can, and I said, it oozes off of that bloody stage what they were doing. Beautiful work, beautiful songs. And ironic too, because it was 1908, Russia and the Jews being moved on. And it was like, how ironic that we do this to each other constantly. Anyway, so that's my little add-on. But that's something to look forward to too. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Oh my goodness. Pressure's on. Rachel, pressure's on.
Yeah,
Pressure
okay.
is on.
How is this any different than any other moment?
That's true. That's true. It's our every
Hopefully fun.
day. Can we move on to sweet treats?
Oh my God, of course we can.
Okay. All right. Anyone can go first. Vanessa, Rory, I don't care. What is your sweet treat? Your favorite sweet treat?
Okay, I have two. I really like Milano cookies, the mint ones specifically. And I like a Nutella ice cream with like a cream top of Nutella.
What?
It's really good.
Do you make it yourself?
No.
You buy it? There's Nutella ice cream?
Yeah, it's like drumsticks.
Oh, you get them in a drumstick?
Yeah.
I need to know. Okay, yep, I'm writing this down.
That must be a
That
crow.
bushes.
Oh, bushes?
Okay.
Ice cream. I need this. Yep, my kids need this.
And
Dentist doesn't.
And what?
those are mine.
They're your sweet treats.
Vanessa, do you have sweet treats?
Of course, but it's very dull and boring. But my absolute go-to, which I'm really sort of hankering over after dinner tonight, is getting a cone of vanilla ice cream from Dairy Queen. That's my sweet treat. I love it. I could suck it all night. No, I couldn't. I'd be so sick. But yeah, that is my sweet treat go-to. Vanilla ice cream, Dairy Queen.
With a cone. With a cone.
With the cone. Has to have the crunch.
Is it the cake cone or the waffle cone?
Cake cone.
Okay, yeah, the
Not waffle.
okay,
Not waffle.
classic. Rachel, do you
Yeah.
have?
Oh my God, I absolutely do. And this is my guilty pleasure, right? Dangerous. It Trader Joe's lover
Yes.
covered espresso beans. They are just so delicious, and they have milk chocolate, dark chocolate. They've got like a cookies and cream. They've got like a caramel. It is just so delicious, and I love it so much. And it's really dangerous because, yeah, I'll eat a lot of them because they just bring me so much joy. And when I need to pick me up, I mean, because I'm a sweet tooth junkie anyway, and it's so much happiness, and I just love them all the time. Please. I know. Hey, Erica, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna do the same one as we did the last time because I still can't get enough of them, but I will choose a different one. So I really, 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 really love chocolate covered almonds,
Yes.
specifically dark chocolate. The darker the chocolate, the better for me, and I can't get enough of them, and I can't eat too many of them because then I'll get a stomach ache.
Yes.
However, I do love myself
Yes.
dark chocolate almonds. That's what I got.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so it's the next question, and I love this one because it's really about finding joy in hard times, right? So, where do you find sparkles and sunshine in the hard moments this week? Right? What helped you get through something that was more challenging? So, Vanessa and Rory, I don't know if you guys have a good one for us.
I want to answer truthfully, but it's not really appropriate. I'll go for an audio book because that is my go-to. At the end of the day, the funny thing is, and it probably may not happen tonight because it's so hot, I'll go and sit in my car where I have a disc player because I haven't got one at home, and I'll sit in there and listen to the book that I'm listening to, and I'll be playing games on my phone too, so that's not appropriate, but I will be spending some time playing two of these games that I play all the time and then berate myself afterwards and go, well, you could have been, and I said, I know, but that was lovely. That was lovely.
That's
So
how you
that's my
slow
good.
your roll. Yeah.
Yes, slow your roll. That is exactly it. I wish that could happen more often.
Love that.
What was yours?
Probably playing like a game, like Roblox or something.
Yeah, she does switch into that quite easy.
Nice.
I think we all do. It's sort of like just everything goes off, doesn't it? It's like this is exactly my time right now.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah.
Hey, Erica,
Yeah.
Mine at this season would be my vegetable garden. There's something about going to the vegetable garden, and I get so giddy when like the next thing is ready to bloom or when the next thing is producing a fruit or vegetable. And right now it's my raspberry bushes.
Oh,
As soon as all of this rain is done and it sucks up all of that water, because raspberry bushes love water, and that's what really makes them produce a lot of yum, juicy raspberries. I'm gonna be so excited. Anyway, I get so excited, and there's just something about getting the weeds out and just weeding the garden. And I have a new snake in my garden, and I'm about to release some more ladybugs in my garden. And I don't, I just, it's a nice escape.
you have a snake in the garden?
Yes, we've named, well, my son has named it Snaky Snake.
Snaky snake, yeah.
Yes.
What
We
kind of snake?
usually get a snake every year. It's a gardener snake. It's
Garden?
harmless.
We
So
like those though.
yeah, I'm not worried. And it's so tiny and itty bitty. Like, I think it's just a baby. It's just a baby, is what I say. So, right now it's a snaky snake. Last year it was Julia. The year before that it was Steve.
Yeah.
Now it's Snaky Snake. So, Rachel, you're next.
Well, for me, the hard moments is that I've been having a lot of moments of, because sometimes that just happens, right? Because we go through these phases and seasons in our life. And, as I mentioned earlier, like being really conscientious of what can I control and being able to let go of the things that I can't control. And that's been really, really good for me. Reminding myself, you know what? I could stress out about this, but I can't control it. Nothing I can actually do is going to make a difference. So I better just let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Hmm.
See, I knew somebody was going to do it. And I was like, I don't need to. I don't need to be the person.
No,
Yeah.
someone will do it.
Well, speaking of songs, since someone just broke out into song,
Right.
we always like to ask our guests, what's one song you would recommend that has been resonating with you, either today, in the last week, last month? We really don't care the timeline. What's the first song that comes to mind?
I don't have any songs, but I have artists.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo or Alyssa Grace
Yes.
or Tate McRae.
Good ones.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Tate McRae.
Is it a country and western singer? Oh, he sounds like he should be.
She.
Oh, it's a she. Oh, well, there you go. What do I know? Sorry.
What about you?
What?
What about you?
I don't know why, but I have that picture in my head of Some Enchanted Evening. It has been rattling around where he's standing there. I think never let, when he does that. Yes, don't let it go, don't let it go.
What about that one song you were listening to
What
when you
song?
came home and I was on the deck?
From the choir?
No, it was like a girly girl song. And you were singing it.
Oh, that's because it was playing.
What song is it?
I was listening to a rap radio on the way home, and her and her friend were on the deck when I drew up, and I was singing it when I come out. God knows what it was, but I love a bit of what's his name and her name and their name all together. But it's got to have a lot of bass and drumming and beat to it. And what is their name?
Whose name?
Will.i.am's
Oh, the Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas. Oh my God, Black Eyed Peas. I will play that at a 10, Mach 10. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, it was one of their Black Eyed Peas one.
That's great.
And Some Enchanted Evening. Black Eyed
Love
Peas.
it.
Some Enchanted Evening. Yeah.
So great.
Sweet. So sweet.
So
Rachel, you go first.
mine, yeah. So I have been really loving the artist called Red. So literally just the color. I first got to know her again on. I discovered her music on Spotify. She's amazing. She's another one of those vocal acrobats that can just sing anything. She's done a lot of Celine Dion covers, and she can just hit all those notes and she can just belt it. She's amazing.
Oh,
But she
right.
has a beautiful release that just came out, I think in April. It's called Slow Motion. And it's just a beautiful love song. It's like just a really sweet, gorgeous song. And I just really am enjoying listening to it. Highly recommend her. Listen to her on Instagram. She's just amazing. Follow her on Facebook. She's great. How about you, Erica?
Billie Eilish.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always cycle her in occasionally. There's no really rhyme or reason. I try to track my trends and my behaviors to see if it would somehow be. Nope, no, it's just random. It's just random. And specifically her song called Ocean Eyes. And I can't help it. It's such a good song. And well, as a music therapist, you choose to sing with it or sing not, or you don't sing with it. And it never fails. I always end up singing to her songs. So right now it's Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. You go, girl.
So did you see her on the movie that she did just lately?
No, I did not, because I don't have time to watch movies. Say more.
So anyway, let me tell you, I one Saturday I thought, oh, I don't want to go. Let's go to the movies. What's on? And I love Billie Eilish too. Everybody must love Billie Eilish. And she had that. Who did she do it with? James Cameron? Was it James Cameron? Who directed the whole thing. It was, I think, her first one without her brother tour. So her brother wasn't in this concert tour. So I went to the encore just around the corner, right? And I was the only one in the theater. It was lovely. But I forgot because it's 3D. So I have my 3D glasses on, right? And I thought I was the only one in the theater. Who are all those people in the front going like this? It was of course, it was the audience that were there, and it just looked 3D, like they were sitting in front of me. But it was a beautiful set, absolutely gorgeous. And Erica, when it comes out, you must watch it.
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah.
All of her best. I mean, and then he came on set as well, her brother.
Oh, nice.
I
Love
can't
that.
remember his name because it's Irish.
I can't. I mean, I wish I had that excuse too. No, I don't remember either.
No, he Taran or something. I think it's going to be a very old prince of the Kingdom of Ireland. I feel they like
I
those
love it.
names. Yeah.
Well, Vanessa and Rory, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Is there any other final thoughts or anything you want to share before we say goodbye for today?
For me, it's looking forward to seeing you on Thursday, Rachel.
Yes, can't wait.
Yay! Yay!
Thank you, Rory.
No, thank you. We've enjoyed this a lot. She's wanted to do a podcast, and that's what the excitement was I said, well, maybe you can see how it's done by professionals. Oh, look at you.
What's our
You know what we're doing.
Of course we do, right? Until next time.
The other thing is when do we get to know about where to find you?
Oh,
Sparkles
well,
is
oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. And in fact, we forgot to share the email address, Erica, for where people can send in their parenting fails or questions. What is that again, Erica?
It's hello at sparklesandsunshine.net.
hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. What?
At, little at sign, yeah. Sparkles, all spelled out. As in the thing. SPARKLES. I can't bend over too far. And AND. Sunshine.
.net.
.net.
And you can find us on any place where you find the regular podcasts. And the unedited version will be available on YouTube. And I will be sending links so you guys have it.
Absolutely.
What? Let's see.
Did you find it? Oh,
Sparkles and Sunshine's blog.
I can't.
Oh, is that you? No, that's not even you.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh,
there's
Instagram.
Instagram.
We got it.
done.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much, girls. We've had a lovely time. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Great memories for her for when she gets older that she did this. Lovely.
Thank you guys. Have a great date. And until next time.
Till next time.
Bye.